I'm gonna be real. If a college girl saw a little middle schooler, two little middle school girls wandering around their campus knowing that they're not supposed to be there, they would have taken them to campus security and made sure that they've gotten home. Or they would have ignored them. They wouldn't be out here giving them trash dating advice, okay? This show makes it out to be that Maya is the mature one and that Riley is immature one. That is not all the way true, because y'all, I legit cried when I was in middle school when I found out Jaden Smith was dating Kylie Jenner. I mainly cried because I knew he could do better than that.
What is one of your favorite drags from a TV show, recent or older? I'll start.
What I'm saying, since you can't stand being around me anymore, then why don't you just let me have my space? Well, you know what, Tamara? Nothing would make me happier. Good, because I never want to see your ugly face again. Then don't look in the mirror.
And IOOP.
This show is so frustrating. Y'all, it's Harriyanna and I'm back with another video. We got the blue cowboy hat on today. We love that. I've missed my cowboy hats. I know some of y'all have missed my cowboy hats, and if you did miss my cowboy hats, you're great. Hey y'all, it's Harriyanna and I'm back with another video. Welcome back to the Pirate Show. Are you guys cricket? Hold on. This is bothering me. Am I in focus? Okay. Welcome back to the pirate ship, also known as Harry Hook's pirate ship. Always remember that I am the captain. I have no first mate. You are not the first mate. If you think you're the first mate, you're not. Hey y'all, my name is Harriyanna and I like to make content based off nostalgia and family and children's entertainment and all the issues that I find within those spaces. Now, if you have not seen my Girl Meets World video that I made last year, which is actually one of my most viewed videos, thank you. I will have the link to that down below, because I feel like if you have not seen that video, you're not going to understand this one. So pause right now. I am giving you time. Pause the damn video right now and go down below and watch my first Girl Meets World video if you have not seen it. And if you have seen it, you can continue on with this video, because right now, y'all, this show got issues. I have mentioned before in that video I go over numerous issues, and today we're gonna dissect one of the very many. Now, me and my loved Veritas Joe, we have a Girl Meets World collaboration coming up, okay? We still got y'all. We got y'all on that. Now, a fun fact about me, I've mentioned this numerous times on my channel, but I don't know if you guys remember it at all. I used to be a really big fan of Girl Meets World. I was big up in the show's fandom. I was a super fan, okay? I was obsessed with this show in my high school years. I was into fandom. I read fan fiction all the time, and the fan fiction was way better than the show, y'all. I still read some of the stories from time to time. It was a hot ass mess, okay? Now, do I dislike Girl Meets World? No. But do I think it's trash? Oh, hell yes. It's garbage. It's a dumpster fire. It's really terrible. Now, Girl Meets World, it has the same issues with Boy Meets World, in my opinion, where they try to teach you something in every episode and it just comes off across as corny. Like here, they be trying to teach you stuff in the stupidest way possible. They try to teach you stuff in the stupidest way possible, and 9 times out of 10, it's not even really helpful advice. So today, that's what leads me into this. We will be analyzing the episode Girl Meets Telltale Tot. I'm pretty sure y'all know. If you know what Girl Meets World is, you know what Girl Meets Telltale Tot is. Yes, we're gonna dissect this hot mess of an episode, okay? Because one, I knew it was trash from when I saw it. I'm trying to figure out how old was I when this episode came out. I don't know. I think I was like 16, 15. I don't know. But I was young when this episode came out, and I even knew better. I knew it was better. So one, this came out on Disney Channel, a channel for children, okay? And they're giving terrible advice on dating. So let's go. Disney Channel has been trash in the past for giving horrible dating advice, but here, this is like their stupidest advice by far. Let's go. Now, we're gonna break down the episode, and I'm just gonna be dissecting it scene by scene by scene. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, the episode opens up with Maya coming over to Riley's family's apartment for breakfast, before they go to school. Maya is always at Riley's apartment, so this is just nothing new. We're used to seeing this. But this morning, she is specifically there because Maya's uncle, Josh, is there. She knows that he will be coming over, and Maya has a crush on Riley's uncle. Now, pause. Josh is Riley's uncle. He's only 3 years older than Riley and Maya. Maya has a crush on Josh. Maya is in the 8th grade. Josh is a senior in high school. So, y'all know that. Let's go ahead and continue. Maya jumps on his back and then opens the letter that is in his hand that reveals that he got into college, which is New York University. And it's basically right there by where Riley lives. So, he says that he is going to a college party that night. One, we already are running into a problem. One, why did you tell Maya, you know, the little kid that has a crush on you, where this party was going to be at? Like, it's obvious that it was going to be at the school, and he told her exactly the name of the building that it will be in. That alone is like a big red flag. Like, why would you go ahead and tell this girl where you're going? You know what Maya is capable of. So, it's like Josh enjoys Maya being around him. Like, there's something about men that I have noticed in particular is that they know a girl, like, they'll have no intentions of dating a girl or being with her or anything, but they love when she gives him attention. That is what Josh was in this series of Girl Meets World. He always paraded around that Maya got on his last nerve. When down low, he really enjoyed her company. Anyway, let's continue. Maya puts Riley into her room and she tells her that she's gonna sleep over, only because she is going to the party. So Riley tells her it's a bad idea, which it is. And she also can't deal with the fact that people have parties that start at 10 p.m. That was like the most baffling thing about it. Anyway, let's continue. Maya wants to go because she's scared that Josh will talk to another girl. Riley doesn't want her to go, so she tells her she's gonna go with her because she's afraid something bad will happen to Maya. Maya tells Riley not to go, but Riley insists that she comes along. Now, I don't really have too much to complain about this scene right here because Maya and Riley are middle schoolers. They don't really know any better, and like, middle schoolers make stupid decisions all the time. So this moment right here really reminds us of how young that they really are, and as the show tries to play Maya off like she's really mature when she's not. Like how this show makes it out to be that Maya is the mature one and that Riley is immature when that is not all the way true. Because one, Maya is immature as hell because she is always acting out and doing stupid stuff, okay? This show tries to play it off like Maya is the mature one because she's the risk taker and she's a bit more tough than Riley is. Like, she's always there to stand up for Riley and whatever. And Riley is the immature one because she's not aware of certain adult things like Maya is. That's when I mentioned about the 10 p.m. party thing where Riley was just so blown away at the fact that people had parties at 10 p.m. where Maya was like, you didn't know that? But no, just because Riley is more childlike than Maya did not mean that Maya was more mature than her. Anyway, let's continue because I mentioned that right there because the whole maturity thing plays into this episode later. Anyway, let's continue. They go and try to teach us some lesson, as they always do in this whack show, that lying is bad, and then making Riley feel guilty about this. And Maya tells her not to go because she knows she'll snitch on herself. There. That's just what you need to know right there with that scene. So we then cut to nighttime, and then Maya is over Riley's house for dinner, which is not unusual. As I said, Maya is usually over Riley's house a lot because her mom usually works late shifts. So it's not unusual for her to be there so much. So we cut to nighttime, she's over there for dinner, and Riley feels guilty about going to this party, and she starts to imagine a talking tater tot. Now, the tater tot is used as her conscience. So remember, y'all, this is Disney Channel. This didn't really bother me. It's for kids, y'all. And I thought it was a really cute and creative way to have a tater tot as her conscience. Because I know a lot of kids shows would usually do the good angel and the bad angel on the shoulders. But here they decided to do it with a tater tot. So I thought that was pretty cute. So let's continue. Maya stages it to look like they are home so they can sneak out and get away with it. And then we get to the college. Riley is having a good time, but Maya is not, because Maya sees Josh talking to an older girl. He was sitting really close with her. They staged it to look like they were talking about something inappropriate, but they really weren't. The girl was just kind of giving him college advice. So she sees Josh talking to this other girl. She doesn't know what they're talking about at all, and it hurts her. Now, I get this part, because when you are that young and your crush is talking to another person, it really hurts, because no matter how impossible your relationship is, when you're in middle school, like you being that young, crushes on people, kids that young always tend to have crushes on people that they can't be with at that time, whether they're too old or they're famous. Like, y'all, I legit cried when I was in middle school when I found out Jaden Smith was dating Kylie Jenner. I mainly cried because I knew he could do better than that, but I was hurt. I was hurt that Jaden Smith was taken, okay? Yeah, I get where Maya is coming from in this scene. I thought he had better standards than that, but he didn't. So, I was crying because Jaden Smith wasn't with me. So, I was young, I wasn't mature yet, so it hurt. Maya wants to now go home. Riley tells her no, and she pushes her in the room to go talk to Josh. Because, like I said, Riley is just the same age as Maya. She don't know no better either. She doesn't understand. It's weird because Riley mentioned that they have a big age difference. Like, 3 years is big in teen world, okay? She mentioned it to Maya that they have an age difference, and now she's pushing her to go talk to him. I thought that was very, very weird. Did y'all not remember what she said earlier? So she pushes her to go talk to Josh. Now, meanwhile, back home, Riley's little brother figures out that Riley snuck out, but he doesn't tell on her. Back at the party, Josh's friend finds out that Maya and Riley are in middle school, and he tells Josh that they cannot be there. Now, we are about to get into the part of the episode where it gets really, really, like, messed up. Like, it's some bad stuff that happens in this scene. Like, it's bad for the culture, it's bad for the kids, it's just bad for everybody. It's just not a good scene. So, the sorority girls take Riley, because Riley, part of the reason why she was having so much fun at the school is because she became friends with the sorority girls at the school. They take her, and Josh goes after them because, you know, that's his niece. He needs to watch out for her. Then Josh's friend leaves after he... Oh my god, men are so trash. He literally did this girl so dirty and told her that he was dead and that she was imagining him. Anyway, Maya is now alone with the college girls. Y'all bear with me right now. It gets so freaking stupid. They tell her that she's grown up for what she did, sneaking out to go see an older guy. You heard that correctly. Josh then tells Maya to go home. The college girls tell him to go sit down. Then Maya confesses her love to Josh. Ew. Josh then brings up their age difference. And then they tell him to sit down. The college girls tell Josh to sit down. And he's like, no. And then they tell him that if he doesn't sit down, that they'll tell everybody on campus that he belongs to Maya, a little 14-year-old girl, when he gets there. And then, you know, she turns 15, so, you know, he belongs to a 15-year-old girl. And he was like, yeah, no. So, there's where it gets really, really bad. It's already bad. They tell him, the girls tell Maya that Josh will wait for her when she's 18 and he'll be 21 and he'll be a lot smarter and he'll be more appreciative of her. And that he'll look at her differently.
What is this, honey?
Now, what kind of of bullshit is that? Disney, what kind of bullshit is that? College girls do not act like this. Like, I'm gonna be real. If a college girl saw a little middle schooler, two little middle school girls wandering around their campus knowing that they're not supposed to be there, they would have taken them to campus security and made sure that they've gotten home. Or they would have ignored them. They wouldn't be out here giving them trash dating advice, okay? They were over here talking her into thinking that what she did was okay when it was completely unacceptable. They had her over here thinking that what she did was cute and in the name of love or whatever. Now, Disney Channel really let children watch this and think it was okay for them to wait it out for an older guy when no ma'am, no, not no. If a guy tells you that he'll wait for you when you become of age, run. Run. It's not worth it, ma'am. It is not worth it whatsoever. You are in middle school going to high school. He is in his last year of high school going into college. Y'all are in two different spaces, two different head spaces. Y'all are in two different places in life. You don't even know what cosine, sine, and tangent is yet. You have not read Romeo and Juliet. Hell, you have not read Lord of the Flies or Frankenstein or Animal Farm yet. Okay, y'all are not on the same level. A 3-year age difference in your teens. I really wish people would get this when we're talking about age difference. A 3-year age difference in your teens is not the same as an age difference in your 20s to a certain extent, your 30s and your 40s and your 50s and your 60s and so on. Because time passes and, you know, Maya turned 15 and Josh turned 18 in the show, and they continue to have this storyline, which is another problem that me and Veritas Joe will talk about. Anyway, a 24-year-old and a 27-year-old got way more in common than a 15-year-old and an 18-year-old. Moving on. A 34-year-old has way more in common with a 38-year-old than a 15-year-old does with an 18-year-old, okay? A 60-year-old has more in common with a 70-year-old, ew, not 7, than a 15-year-old and an 18-year-old do. Because all of these people have experienced adulthood already. 18, you are in your first year of adulthood. 15, yeah, like I said, 18, you are in your first year of adulthood. 15, you are still worrying about passing your classes so you can move on to the next grade. Or if you're going to make the cheerleading team, or what your parents are going to cook you for dinner, or if you have enough money to buy a pretzel from the mall. Those are the things a little 15-year-old child worries about. Y'all are not the same. Y'all are not in the same headspace. Your maturity levels are not the same. As mature as you think you are for this older dude, you are not, baby. Like I mentioned before, kids love to say that they are mature for their age. You are not, ma'am. You are not whatsoever. Anyway, Josh takes Maya and Riley home. Riley's tater tot conscience comes back, letting her know that what she did was wrong and that her parents are eventually going to figure out what she did. Riley then gets grounded. Her little brother also gets grounded for lying and covering for her. And then Maya goes home to confess to her mom what she did. And the next thing you know, the episode ends right there. Now, the episode ends like that. And rewatching this episode, I really rolled my eyes so many times because, one, I hated this episode when it aired and when I was really big into fandom, and I still hate it now, if not more, because I'm a lot older. Because, like I said, this show is made for children. Children that watch this show that didn't already know better, because I was lucky that I knew better back then. They already don't know better, probably thought it was okay. They probably thought that talk that Maya had with the college girls was great advice when it was trash advice, okay? They thought it was good advice and then they probably ran with it. And I have mentioned this before and I will say it again. Many parents don't talk to their kids, okay? They don't talk to their children. They barely raise their kids. They just tolerate them. They just tolerate their kids. They will let them sit in front of a TV and let them watch whatever, okay? So TV raises a lot of children and they take in a lot of this bullshit that they are seeing. Like I mentioned before, parents are They don't want their kids watching things that have nudity and heavy violence and blood and sexual content and cussing and things like that. But then they'll be okay with letting their kids see racist and homophobic and misogynistic and pedophilic stuff. That's the weird thing, okay? That's the weird thing about it. In conclusion, to the people that run children's television, please do better. Like, please just do better for the sake of the children. Just do better. Please be a bit more conscious about the storylines that you are putting into these television shows, because like I said, kids are young. Kids don't know better. They're gonna see these things and think they're good advice and run with it. A lot of parents don't really talk to their children about relationships for the most part. So a lot of what they learn about relationships comes from the media that they consumed, and it is for better and worse. Mainly worse. If you like this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button, because a lot of y'all watch me and y'all don't be subscribed. I look at my analytics, okay? If you like me and want to see more of me and want to support the channel, please head over to my Patreon. Lowest tier is $1, most expensive is $5. I try to make sure I keep it as affordable as I can. If you would like to follow me on all my social media platforms, please make sure you follow me at Harriyanna on everything. Pinterest, Tumblr, Wattpad, Twitter, Instagram. I feel like I'm missing one. I have everything. I have a lot. I'm on everything, okay? What else do I gotta say? I have merchandise, by the way. You guys want to purchase my merch, go to harriyannahook.com. And last but not least, I have a web series called The Progenies. I will have the link to our pilot down below. Episodes start airing August 13th on my YouTube channel. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good night.
Buttercup like villains 3 at a time. Bubbles will smile while kicking your butt, and Blossom will lead them out of their rut. Cherish and Powerpuff, 2 of a kind. Both wanna save the world before bedtime. From Townsville, Memphis, New York to LA, the Powerpuff Girls are just here to stay. They coming through and fighting, and everyone they're shocking. You know no one can stop them all because of the